The Weaver's Omen. Number 1. Seeping in. While the Royal Navy was aiding Iris Libra's recapture of the Basilica Isles, Ironblood's research in the Tower of Midgard's Mirror Sea continued. Ironblood Floating Fortress A1, Office. Let's see here. A progress report on the tower's upgrades. A maintenance report. And a list of materials needed for repairs. A girl with short black hair was once again seated at her desk, reading through documents late into the night. This had become commonplace for her, and the reports scattered across the once neatly organized desk told a clear story of her lapsing focus. Ugh, can't concentrate at all. It was nothing more than a nonsensical dream, so why can't I stop thinking about that black sun? Damn it, I can't get any work done like this. Ulrich tried hard to push those haunting visions out of her mind, staring intently at the words printed on the documents in front of her. No more idle thoughts, Ulrich. Good, it's working. Focus. These documents aren't going to read themselves. What? What the hell? When she raised her eyes, she found that though she was still sitting at the same desk, the office had warped into a completely different scenery. There has to be a limit to these sick jokes. I might be sleep-deprived, but I'm nowhere near hallucination territory. Am I losing my marbles here? Or is this some side effect of these facilities? Or is someone trying to tell me something? Whoever you are, you sure are persistent. I'll give you that much. You keep showing me the same thing over and over again. So what are you trying to get at? Friedrich? Are you trying to tell me something? I'm listening. What are you saying? Ulrich, is everything all right? Oh, it's you, Strasser. Don't mind me. Out of curiosity, did you see that too? See? What exactly? Never mind, it's nothing. When did you get here? Approximately 3 minutes ago. And for what reason? What do you mean? We're about to start today's experiments, so I'm here to bring you the report and test supplies per standard procedure. Are you sure you're all right, Ulrich? You were staring blankly at your documents without moving a muscle. Is there something wrong with the reports? No, don't worry about it. I guess I didn't sleep well last night. Anyway, you've got an experiment to run, so leave the report here and begin preparations. Very well. I'll be on my way then. If you're feeling mentally fatigued, I'd recommend some light exercise. We have training areas here after all. Give it some thought, all right? You're right. I'll consider it. 2. Unrest. Floating Fortress B7 Training Area. Gunnery drill complete. Tabulating final results. Your final results are 6 hits, 3 near misses, and 1 miss. Quite understandable. Cumbersome paperwork will only hinder your ability to fight. Perhaps you've spent too many long hours cooped up in an office. Duly noted, Gneisenau. But shouldn't you practice what you preach? I've hardly seen you leave the lab ever since I brought you before Bismarck. True. I suppose we both stand to benefit from that bit of advice. So, what brings you here? It's the last place I expected to find you. What, am I a deuce in your cornflakes now? I just felt like moving my body a bit, and not deal with Strasser nagging me about my health. And you? You here to train too, or what? Oh, do you actually need to ask me? What happened to those powers of observation you're so known for? Sarcasm aside, I'm here to check on you. What's going on? Nothing. Just haven't been able to sleep well the past few days because of these damn nightmares. Give me a night or two of good rest, and I'll be perfectly fine. A nightmare? What kind of nightmare? A black sun, floating high up in the sky. Ring any bells? Can't say it does. But the fact that you've been vividly dreaming of the same thing for a prolonged period of time is rather strange. You ever had that? A nightmare following you? More or less. What was it about? I'd rather not talk about it, though I can sympathize with what you're going through. Being followed by a nightmare is never a good thing. All I can say is, you'd best stay on your toes. I'd be a damn fool to ignore those words coming from the mouth of a meta. Good. As for your black sun, I'll let you know if anything comes up. In any case, I should head back. But before that... Orders received. Another gunnery drill will commence in 3 minutes. I took the liberty of starting another round of drills for you. At your current performance level, you're sure to sink in a real battle. So, please keep at it. 3. Snooping. Floating Fortress A2 Archives. Man, today's lunch was incredible! Oops! Right, this is the archives. I need to be quiet. If anyone's here, sorry! I'll keep it down. Zuikaku looked around but couldn't find anyone. It seemed she was alone. Phew, I'm not in trouble. Guess the Ironblood girls are still busy training. That being the case, it's time to get down to business. Let's see. The documents should be over by... Huh? Was that a snore? Oh crap, that means I'm not alone after all! She followed the snoring to its origin. A lone ship girl, hunched over a table. Ulrich? Is that you? Why are you napping in here of all Wait, what am I doing? I've no reason to wake her up. Ulrich was sleeping like a log, completely unaware of Zuikaku's presence. Poor girl must have been working overtime. Between administering this place, working on the tower's upgrades, and studying that Watatsumi sample, she's doing the work of like 3 people combined. Better leave her be. She deserves her beauty sleep. Just as Zuikaku was going to step away, she caught a glance of the books Ulrich had been reading. Huh? The Interpreting of Dreams and Inevitable Apocalypse? That's not all. Aztec myths and gods of Rome too. And lastly, the Book of Dark Knowledge? That's a pretty broad range of topics. Are these part of her research? Or are they just a hobby thing? Actually, what's it to me? Her reading habits are none of my business. I just happened to cop a look at the titles, but still. At least they're not top secret documents, so I shouldn't get in trouble, I hope. Whatever, I'll just pretend I didn't see anything. I've got other things to be doing now. 4. Parting Ways. Floating Fortress B3, Pier. The girls, having finished their training for the day, docked at the pier and had a lively chat. Aw, are you really going back already? Isn't this way too soon? Aizen's looking sad. I'm afraid I must. Lady Latorio just sent me a message urging me to return to the World Expo. I'm needed there to bolster their security detail, you see. Come on, can't you stay at least for today? Carabiniere, have you gotten Ulrich's message yet? Yes, she told me about it directly. She seemed to be feeling rather unwell, however, when I spoke to her. Can you please check on her after I go? Yes, she's been rather out of it for a while now. But don't worry about her. I've already urged her to rest and recover. Splendid. Now then, I should really be on my way. If you happen to stop by the expo, please come see me so I may return the kindness you've shown me. Of course. Should our paths cross, we'll let you know. I've left the fortress's evacuation route open for you. Safe travels.
See you! Eyes and wave bye to our friend! Farewell, ladies. She goes. Oh, this place just got a lot duller.
Did it? I beg to differ.
What makes you say that?
As long as you're around, it'll never be quiet here.
Wow, rude! Oh, Strasser! I just got a good idea.
Oh boy, what kind of idea?
Ulrich's feeling under the weather, yeah? I think a power-packed beverage might be what she needs.
Don't tell me you're going to make it.
Well, duh! I'm open to suggestions, though. Any aspiring mixologists in our midst? Come on, let's hear some ideas! Me! I got one! A double dose of carbonation! That's supposed to be, like, super refreshing. Not a bad start. I'll note it down. Anyone else? Using healthy fruits or vegetables. Perhaps your poor mood is caused by a nutritional deficiency. Yeah, that makes sense. Noted. Any other ideas? You got anything, Strasser?
No, I'll pass.
Same. Don't be scared! What's the worst that could happen?
Being scared has nothing to do with it.
Same.
Reflecting in the silence. 5. Floating Fortress A1, Sakura Empire Guest Area. Even as late night set over the fortress, the lights in Zuikaku's room remained lit. So to summarize Ironblood's findings... 1. Decades ago, a meteorite crashed into a barren part of the Northern Parliament, causing a huge explosion. The meteorite fragments were recovered by the Sirens before they could be studied. A scarce few fragments, however, wound up at the bottom of the Arctic Ocean. 2. One day, in the Diadem of Light, the Watatsumi Stone displayed an as-of-yet unexplained power. As a result, many of the Sakura Empire's remote islands were designated as sacred sites and sealed away with barriers. And, according to leading scientists on the mainland, the barrier-creating technology became as advanced at breakneck speed. 3. With the combined power of wisdom cubes and ship girls, humanity successfully repelled the Sirens in the First Great War. And, unbeknownst to everyone else, the Northern Parliament had been conducting research on the Arctic meteorite since even before the war. Meaning, this project had been devised before shipgirls came into existence. Additionally, the first shipgirl to participate in the project was the first-generation Aurora. Ironblood's unique black cube may have actually been an origin cube obtained through a transaction with the Sirens. The meteorite, the Sirens, and their meddling with our history. Wisdom cubes and the Watatsumi's power. They all appeared around the exact same time. There's no way all of that could be a coincidence. 5. The details surrounding Bismarck's recovery. Hang on a sec. Not all wisdom cubes undergoing meta-corrosion will be irreversibly damaged immediately after crossing the critical threshold. Some will begin displaying unusual characteristics for a short period of time. These characteristics appear to have a connection to the Watatsumi. In other words, the meteorite, Watatsumi, and the black cube are all connected? I'm starting to see the full picture now. It feels like I'm so close, but just missing one last piece of the puzzle. Ugh, this is making my head hurt. Why did Musashi choose me of all people for this mission? Gah, what am I saying? Get it together, me. This is the great mystery the Reborn Combined Fleet has been trying to solve this entire time. We won't get a better opportunity to research this than now. Don't squander this golden opportunity. All right, let's calm down and start from the top. There's got to be something about the Watatsumi I've missed. Maybe I can locate its origin based on its composition and connect it to the meteorite somehow. The black cube is another lead, but I don't even know where to start. All the experiments on it have failed, even with Gneisenau Meta's help. It's almost like something inside. 6. Late night emergency. Floating Fortress A1, Sakura Empire Guest Area. Finally, I was honestly afraid you weren't going to open the door.
you were gonna break the door down at that rate, who wouldn't open it?
Everyone else, it seems. I've tried every other door already.
You're joking, right? What do you mean you've tried every other door?
That despite my banging, nobody answered, so I had to force my way in. Everyone I found is unconscious.
So you're saying we're the only people awake right now?
Indeed. Some unexplained phenomena has left everyone from Ironwood in a comatose state. Presumably, you are unaffected since you're from the Sakura Empire. In my case.
Because you're from a different branch, right? This is crazy. Ironwood has full control over this Mirror Sea, and the Sirens couldn't possibly have launched this kind of sneak attack.
But it is not out of the realm of possibility for the Arbiters. Or, consider the possibility that there's an even more dangerous entity out there that is neither Arbiter nor Ship Girl. In any case, that's the situation at hand. I should have been able to derive it when I saw Ulrich's condition earlier. She's been suffering from persistent nightmares and even visual hallucinations over the last few days. While I initially bought into her explanation that they were related to stress or her environment, I'm almost certain that isn't the case. This feels more like sets of eyes fixated on Ulrich.
Could you run that by me again, but more simply?
It's hard to understand unless you fought against the Arbiters the way we have. In any case, someone's targeting Ulrich, and everyone else just happens to be collateral. And my meta-intuition is a pretty good idea of who's behind it.
Probability is one thing, because you fought them before, but what do you mean by meta-intuition?
I can't explain it. It's instinct, a gut feeling that something from beyond this branch is here. At least you can take solace in the fact that it's not after you. Turn around, close your eyes, and nothing bad will happen to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm heading to bed.
Bed? Are you insane? Your friends are under attack and you're gonna do nothing?
Friends? I'm afraid you're mistaken. The Iron Blood here is nothing more than a fickle illusion. My only connection to this place is Bismarck.
Liar! If you don't care about them, why'd you even bother trying to find out what's going on? Why'd you come knocking on my door with your full set of rigging out? These people matter to you and you want to save them. That's a fact! Fine. If you won't do it for them, then do it for me. Yeesh, I guess it must be something serious. Hold on a sec, I'll be right there. Help me resolve this situation, please.
Very well.
Just say so from the very beginning, then.
So, where do we start?
Do we head to Ulrich's room and...
Beep, beep, beep.
Oh. Huh? What's happening? Did something just get turned on? Is the flying fortress starting to move?
I believe that noise came from the Tower of Midgard.
Someone has activated the teleporter. 7. Distant rumbling. Somewhere far away from the floating fortress, before the crisis began. Do you know anything about the thief that stole the artifact from your museum?
We know that they're an unknown meta, and that they stole a floor tile from the Library of Alexandria. Beyond that, nothing concrete. Whoever the culprit is, we'll catch them soon enough with help from our allies, the Ashes.
Let's hope so. Incidentally, how is the gate at Scapa Flow?
It's operating at 100% efficiency. No issues to my knowledge. And you? Any updates on the Sea of Stars?
Yes. Thanks to the intel you provided us, we were able to narrow down its coordinates. It was a laborious process, but we now believe the facility is located in the Rocky Mountains rather than somewhere in a lake or sea.
Really? Well, that'd be a good place to conceal something. It also sounds terribly impractical to use. Not only that, but it seems to have been built under the direction of the Naval HQ, and is also involved in an unknown blueprint
ships!
The more I learn, the shadier it sounds.
While we're on that topic, have you heard the rumor that the Eagle Union is helping develop a blueprint ship for Iris Libra?
I knew it. I had my suspicions after there were talks at the World Expo between the two sides to jointly develop rigging technology. That sure does put some of what I heard in perspective. I wish my servant would just tell me what's going on in person.
You may get the opportunity sooner than you think. Apparently, the Eagle Union seems to also be developing something called the Type 2 rigging.
Developing what now? Oh, right! The technology that reinforces the hull!
Indeed, I've already experienced some of its benefits.
I'll have to look into that as well.
Moving on then, has the Northern Parliament made any moves I should be aware of?
Currently, they're conducting a large-scale operation against the Sirens in the Arctic region. It seems to be going quite well, too. Have you not heard anything about it?
I have. The noteworthy thing is how quickly they're outstripping our projections. Anything else?
They apparently extended invitations to speak privately. Doesn't that ultimately fall on Clemenceau, the de facto head of the tribunal? Friedrich had a hand to play in securing her position. With her out of the picture, how willing is Clemenceau to still listen to you?
Our attitude towards the Iris Orthodoxy has never changed. We can't do anything about the reenactments. They must forge their own future.
I see. Nothing to worry about then. What's this? An urgent message.
From who?
It's from Scapa Flow. The gate is acting up, it seems.
What?
I must see what's wrong with it. It's time we said goodbye for today.
Very well. If any equipment is malfunctioning, call me, and I'll send over our experts.
Yes, yes. In the meantime, don't use the Tower of Midgard under any circumstances. Is that clear?
Of course.
The very world depends on it. Goodbye.
Their singularity gate suddenly malfunctioned. That's an ill omen. An urgent message for me this time? Hope it's nothing too serious. An emergency in the Tower of Midgard? We've lost all contact with the Flying Fortress?